In 2001, people bought land in a palm-shaped island, and the rest is history. Dubai is doing it again, but this time on a much larger scale. I am Disha Jain from Roadies Realtors, and this episode is all about the investment potential of Palm Jebel Ali and what will this turn out for investors like you. People who bought in Palm Jumeirah exited with exponential returns, and similarly, we expect the same to be happening in Palm Jebel Ali. This is one of the most promising locations of the Dubai real estate market. People are also naming it as the ultimate ace of the UAE government. Properties like these come once in a decade. So investors, sit back and relax. Take out your notepads because we are going to guide you through all the details of Palm Jebel Ali that you need to know before making your ultimate investment move.
Thank you so much for your overwhelming support to our channel, everyone, because we always try to make sure that we bring something on the table that would enlighten you about what exactly is happening in the entire UAE real estate market. And as I told by my colleague, today we are going to speak about one of the landmark projects which is shaping up currently as the moment we speak, the Palm Jebel Ali. Now, going forward to understand what exactly Palm Jebel Ali is coming up, the master plan, everything, we need to also understand about certain facts and figures to make sure that our whole journey to buy something or to consider something or to even understand what exactly is happening on Palm Jebel Ali is very essential. The very first understanding which I want you all guys to look at is the scarcity economics. When we speak about Palm Jebel Ali, we know that it is basically a master plan which is having apartments, villas, mansions, everything on the same ecosystem. When we speak about having beachfront villas, the kind of density we have seen throughout the Dubai coastline is very minimal. When we speak about beachfront villas, the only possibility of options where we have an option to buy something is Palm Jumeirah, where you have construction which is almost 20 years old, and then we have something on Dubai Islands coming up again by the same developer Nakheel, or might be we'll have something in Abu Dhabi which is coming up by Al Dar Group. So when we look at the total amount of supply coming up in the market, especially in beachfront villas, because when you buy a villa, you also own the plot, and the value for the plot always increases in terms of value appreciation in the future. And that is why someone who buys villa, he also buys the plot which is on the same land parcel, and for that, for sure, the value will always increase in the future. And secondly, the amount of density these villas have on the palm. When I speak about the density of the villas, when we have Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali have a double difference. We always say this, that Palm Jebel Ali is double the size of Palm Jumeirah. Palm Jumeirah only had one entry and one exit, because of which a huge amount of chaos always happens in rush hours. That traffic always builds up over here. The same mistake now Nakheel is not repeating in Palm Jebel Ali. They are creating 3 different entries and exits for the same island. When we had Palm Jumeirah, we already had around 1700 villas on the entire land parcel, whereas the double the size we are looking at Palm Jebel Ali, we only have 2000 villas. That means the floor area ratio, which was 1.2 in Palm Jumeirah, sums up to 0.8 in Palm Jebel Ali. That means you own higher amount of land parcel in Palm Jebel Ali when you're buying something over there. That becomes lesser density for you and higher chances of appreciation in the future. Also, the kind of villa typology we have seen, which Nakheel is launching, they are launching villas of several different types. So not all villas will look similar when you're looking on the fonts. That gives you more confidence on having higher capital appreciation for your set of villa which you're buying on the font. Dubai always had this plan of building Palm Jumeirah, Palm Jebel Ali and Palm Dera. Now when we speak about Palm Dera, this was supposed to be the biggest of all these 3 palms, but eventually it didn't go through. So what Dubai did, Nakheel kept the 5 islands which they built during the construction of Palm Dera, and now they have launched Dubai Islands on it, which previous name was Dera Islands. Right now we have Island A, B, C, D, E, a combination of 5 islands on which we are having several launches happening. As per the government authorities, we know that by 2030 that whole master plan will be shaped up. But what we have in terms of options over there are altogether different what we are looking at Palm Jebel Ali. On Palm Jebel Ali till date, we have seen many launches happening for the villas, and now the first launch of the Palm Central, that's the apartment which came up on the Palm have been seen, and the kind of rush, the kind of investors approach we have seen, because this is a very key point to understand while we are considering something in Palm Jebel Ali, that who is actually investing over there. The number of people, the kind of wealth which is coming from the foreign land, and the kind of gentry which is considering investing in Palm Jebel Ali is altogether different than the other gentry which is coming up on mainland to buy something which is by any other developer, because we know Dubai market is currently at a very high stage. There are several different developers building numerous kind of developments across Dubai, and everyone is rushing to Dubai to be a part of that one small development where they can make a fortune in the future. But when we speak about Palm Jebel Ali, it's a very less density crowd, and only ultra high net worth individuals are coming up. That means they're coming up with a good background. Tomorrow, even if the recession hits, even if the market collapses, we know for sure these people have the background to hold their investment within the project. That means they will not sell at a stage where they will get panic and they will start selling, putting units in the market, and that assures you that your price will never fall down when you're considering something buying in Palm Jebel Ali. That's the most important version which we need to understand while considering something on Palm, that not every single person can invest over there. There are very few people who actually understands the value of such landmarks, because this is not any random project. It's going to be the address, it's going to be the next big destination for even Dubai. What Dubai did, how people know about Dubai. People know about Dubai because of Burj Khalifa, which is standing tall since 2009. Even into today's date, there is no tower across the world who has surpassed the height of Burj Khalifa. There are many towers being built in the world, but no one has yet established itself by completing the structure in today's date. Next to Burj Khalifa, we also have the development of Palm Jumeirah, we have Marina, and something which is Arabian Ranches 1 and Emirates Hills. Dubai is known for this luxury, and that is why whatever mistakes Dubai might have made 20 years back while developing all of this, now they are redoing everything with a new version, with a new approach, and they are making sure that those mistakes are not currently being repeated. How exactly they are doing it? Now the new version of Arabian Ranches 1 is Valley Phase 1, 2, 3. While I was mentioning these names are the luxury addresses of the people who owned, who invested in these land parcels 20 years back. When today I ask my investors that where have you invested, the moment they speak that I have invested on Palm, I have invested in Arabian Ranches 1, I have invested in Emirates Hills, I know the thought process of that investor. He is not looking for something which will happen in 2 years. He is not looking for something that within 2 years he'll flip the property, get the profit, just exit. He is a long-term investor. He is the actual traditional investors which are very rare to find currently in the market, because when I had a discussion, we have discussion with multiple investors, they're always like, give me something which I can buy today, put a certain amount of down payment, and I can flip it for a profit, which is actually a myth right now. Dubai market is currently in a saturation period where it has matured at a certain stage. So buying a property, flipping it for a profit is something which is very difficult, that all investors should understand. And when we look at a project like Palm Jebel Ali, which is gonna shape up the entire coastal line, because when we speak about the coastal line, that is where the major hub of tourism comes in. Why Palm Jumeirah is famous today? Because entire tourism which comes to Dubai after visiting Burj Khalifa, they always comes up over here at Palm Jumeirah to look at the beach, to have that serenity of life, to live among the wealthiest here, to spend time with the wealthiest, and the networking, the kind of networking you can do at such locations, because not everyone can come in. And that is where Palm Jebel Ali will shape up the real estate market of Dubai, because we knew that Dubai's market is moving from north to south. The entire development which is happening in the south, including the Al Maktoum International Airport, which is going to be one of the biggest airports of the world, having the Expo City, which is going to be one of the biggest exhibition centers, one of the biggest in the entire MENA region, then the Jebel Ali Industrial Area 1, 2, 3, Jafza, and the Jebel Ali Port, which is one of the biggest ports in the world as well. Every single development which is happening in that Dubai South area is one of the biggest in their own category. And with that, Palm Jebel Ali, which is currently taking shape, will surely make sure for the investors who are considering something on Palm, will give highest of the highest returns in the future. It is not about rental yield, it is about creating a generational wealth for the future. And that is what puts Palm Jebel Ali apart from any other development happening in Dubai. Let's start understanding the master plan of Palm Jebel Ali. So the master plan of Palm Jebel Ali is huge as compared to Palm Jumeirah. As I told you before to my video, that it has 3 entry exits. The first entry is over here, whereas the second entries and third entries are independent towards the crescent, which was not present before. If I speak about the current Palm Jumeirah, it has only one entry, which is from here. So that's why the person who is traveling towards the crescent has to go from this way and then travel towards. That's why the travel time was also used to increase. But now someone who is going on the crescent can directly enter from their independent entries. Comparing in between the both palms, as I was telling you that Palm Jumeirah is basically half of the size of Palm Jebel Ali. Why? Basically, the entire land parcel of Palm Jumeirah was 61 million square feet, whereas the entire land parcel of Palm Jebel Ali is 147 square feet. Now, the coastline, which was 78 kilometers in Palm Jumeirah, is now 110 kilometers, and that gives us 1,745 villas on Palm Jumeirah, which is comprised on this land parcels, whereas there are only 2,000 villas on the double the land parcel. That gives me 1.2 floor area ratio in Palm Jumeirah, whereas 0.8 floor area ratio which is in Palm Jebel Ali. That means more land for higher utilities. Also, comparing in between the distances in between the fonts, crest and everything, we need to also understand. When we speak about the distance in between the early stage when we are entering towards the font was 30 meters before, which has now increased to 100 meters. The distance in between the end lines of font, which was 250 meters before, is now increased to 400 meters. Also, the font length, which was 170 meters before, is now increased to 200 meters. Now, the distance in between the font to crescent was 400 meters before, which is now 630 meters, and the entire length of the crescent, which was 270 meters before, now it is 420 meters. Now, from here also you can understand the length which at the Palm Jebel is being shaped up right now. The whole master plan is basically divided into 5 different sections. The first section is your trunk, where you will have the entry stage. Then further to that, you will have fonts on the east side with the spine in between. Also, you will have the crown to the entire Palm Jebel Ali, which will be at the exterior stage, and then you will have 4 crescents, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the either side. This summarizes the entire master plan of Palm Jebel Ali, which is exactly 147 million square feet. The crown will hold exactly these many landmarks. It will be an heart of celebration along with elevated coastal living, waterfront boardwalk over here, and the panoramic sea views. Further to this, every resident will have panoramic sea views from this side. When we speak about the crescents will be on the either side of Palm, which will have waterfront promenades, it will have eco-luxury resort, it will have endless sunsets on the one side, whereas endless sunrise on the other side, exclusive yacht club and marina and azure beaches, which will be on the front and the back line. Also, for water coming in and coming out, you can see over here they have kept spaces on each side so that fresh water can come in and can go out from either side. The spine of the entire Palm Jebel Ali will host to luxury resorts, wellness centers and the community park for the entire residences. The first launch of Palm Central we saw before to this was here, and now in the next month they are launching the second building in the Palm Central, which might be coming up over here or here. So stay tuned for that update in the future, because after that they will have multiple other launches of the apartments on the entire island. So as and when the next launch will come up, your price will also tend to increase. That will give you the organic capital appreciation on the island itself. When we speak about the trunk will have vibrant beach clubs, signature yacht club, luxury lifestyle mall, family beach clubs and the central parks, which will be summarized part of this entire trunk, which will give more community living experiences for the tourists which are coming. Whereas this part of the island is for the residential living. This part is basically for the tourists to come in and experience the lifestyle which is gonna be there on the entire Palm Jebel Ali. The fronts will host the exclusive beaches along with the villas which are on the exact front. As I told you before, that each villa has a separate design and the architecture, so that tomorrow when you try to sell your property on the island, you don't have to compete with the other villa neighbors which are also on the next side. You will have a very exclusivity of the location and the type you have chosen. Thank you so much for watching us. Contact us if you have any queries related to any of the topics we have discussed in the video, and keep showing your love, because your love always motivates us to create new videos and comes up over here every day to give you something more knowledgeable to know about Dubai real estate market. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.